Yes, Hazur, the Ahmadiya point of view about the miracles which happened to the prophets is that there is a scientific explanation for them. So my question is about...
See, when you say scientific explanation, then it presents the Ahmadi viewpoint in a misleading way. But first let this question be completed, then I'll answer this, please.
On those bases, I wanted to understand the miracle about how did the promised Messiah alayhi salatu wasalam learn the Arabic language in a short while.
You see, that is what I suggested, that when you frame a question differently, sometimes an objection is raised against that, and the real meaning is not properly understood. In my words, cautiously chosen, the question should be, why do the Ahmadis believe that the miracle of teaching Arabic to Masih Maud alayhi salatu wasalam took place, despite the fact that they believe that God does not have to contravene the nature He Himself created for any miracle. God does not have to break His own laws. God does not have to break His own sunnah. So when we see no law of nature operative which we can recognize, this means we are ignorant. The laws of nature are not broken. They are implied by God in a manner that ordinary people do not understand. So something which is a freak appears to be like this. It's extraordinary, which is different from ordinary routine things, which is not understandable by the people of that age. Yet looking back at those things in a different age, you can easily recognize that the law of nature which God Himself had created was not broken. It was not violated. But man of that age did not know that there were some other laws which could operate, which were unknown to the man. But in the later ages, when the science progresses, those things which appear to be bizarre and against the laws of nature are understood even by ordinary school and college going children to be ordinary expressions of natural laws and phenomena. This is the question. If you put it this way, the question is already answered. You see? If you put the Ahmadiyya position correctly as I have done it, the question doesn't arise, because it is not contradictory to our belief that Allah, through employment of certain laws of nature He Himself has created an apparently impossible thing, which is found ordinarily impossible in human experience, but it still does not violate the laws of nature, because there is a basis in the laws of nature for such rapid memorization of things. But after he is translated, I will further explain this, please. Now, the human mind is provided by God with a recording system which can record and preserve everything that human mind hears, even at the early stage of his being in infancy. Even a newly born babe remembers everything which is said to him, though not consciously. It is found within his subconscious brain, fully recorded. That is why Hazrat sallallahu alaihi wasallam instructed us to say azan in the right ear of the baby, newborn babe, and takbir in the left ear of the newborn babe. Of course, his instruction could not be meaningless. The scientists have proved beyond a shadow of doubt that things even said once are recorded in the so far uncharted area of the brain, which is called subconscious brain. It is not fully charted by scientists. It lies within. But it is recorded and well preserved. When excited, it throws out the same things which normally in conscious daily, in the normal conscious daily behavior or attempts to recall things, he cannot recall them. For instance, a baby was discovered whose wet nurse or nurse perhaps was a German lady. And that German lady used to sing him lullabies or indulge in soliloquies. That is to say, she used to talk to herself loudly. Now this child spent a year or two with that lady, and after that he never came to contact with any German. He was never taught the German language at any school. He grew up to adulthood and he suffered from some disease of the brain which made it necessary for him to have an open surgery of the brain. And during that surgery they searched some parts with electrodes, electrode needle here and there in some subconscious, some area of the subconscious brain. And when the electrical needle excited some cells, that boy or man suddenly started speaking fluent German. Lullabies and things, and the things which the lady taught. This astounded the surgeons. They inquired from the parents who were still alive, was this boy, whom we know as we know the patient, doesn't speak German, was this boy ever taught in a German school in his early childhood? Was he sent to Germany for some years? He said, no, never. He did not know a single word of German until he fell ill and you have experimented with him. But they say it's impossible, otherwise how could it have happened? It was a miracle until it was resolved. This is the point I want to make. The miracle of exactly the same nature as you have just mentioned. If the doctors had left it at that, the story will be passed on to generations that a miracle happened. A boy who had never come into touch with German language started speaking German language fluently. But further investigation revealed that he had a wet nurse or ordinary nurse to take care of him, and she had this habit of speaking German language to herself loudly, and also to sing lullabies in German language. It was exactly the same things which he had remembered. Now that means that this recording system is so perfect that it remains there and it can be excited to a level where it could start ogling out, throwing out whatever it has retained. So this is the secret of revelation. Allah reveals by imprinting things on these cells without creating a sound, because He can do it. It's not against the nature for God to create a message on the cells, because it is He who created every message on our cells. In our DNA, who etched the things? It was not through spoken message. Allah did it. It is not against nature. Who can say it's against the laws of nature? When each living cell of a human body has the complete plan of creation, each human cell, well recorded within it, we can't read it, but the scientists are gradually beginning to read those things. So is that against the law of nature? Certainly not. The same God who created these cells and wrote on these cells, their DNAs and RNAs, the messages of all the creative processes through which man had to pass after the birth, till his age, old age, till his death, everything. So for him it is not at all difficult, or for it is not at all necessary for him to break his own laws. He has to operate laws, that's all. So he can etch things upon one's mind and excite those parts, and suddenly the man would start knowing what is etched on his subconscious mind. Right?